Hey there everyone, Monday evening, the 11th day of March, and it's weather for Weather Geeks time. It's our daily deep dive into the weather for the Mahoning and Shenango Valleys, and the entire region is usually where the area that we cover. We're not just focused completely on Northeast Ohio and Western PA. We like to take a look at regional weather stories and national weather stories as well in this video. So let's get right to it. First of all, I want to thank the staff and residents at Windsor House in New Middletown for having me out this morning to talk about what it's like to be a TV weather guy. We talked about, well, the weather in general, but we also talked about, it's kind of the behind the scenes of my job, and really want to thank them for the great setup they had there with balloons, and they really rolled out the red carpet. It was really nice, and of course, this is a picture of a beautiful cake that I can report was also very tasty as well. So again, thanks to the staff and residents there for having me out earlier on today. All right, on today's date, at this time of the year we can see just about anything. We can have hot weather or very warm weather. We can have really cold weather. We can have days like today, which are just kind of average for this time of the year. And we can have days like this. 8 years ago, back in 2011, you may remember a mid-March storm that brought us 8 inches worth of snow. On today's date, 8 years ago. Nothing like that this month. Our biggest one-day total was with our Sunday storm a little over a week ago, 3 inches at the airport. We got nickeled and dimed a little bit last week. No measurable snow over the last 4 days, and we do not expect any over the next few days. 4.7 inches is where we stand for the month so far. Even though the forecast is not particularly snowy here in the short and medium term, as you know, in our region, we can't discount the possibility of snow occurring well into March and even into parts of April. 4.2% of our annual snowfall on average occurs in the month of April, so I would not say that we're not going to see any more snow this season. It's way too early to say that. But the chances for snow certainly decrease some as you get into the second half of March and into April. At least impactful snow. A lot of times what we see in April is the non-impactful stuff. There's flakes flying, but it doesn't stick. So remains to be seen what April will bring this year. We'll talk about that more in the second half of March. Back here in the near term, most of our storminess this evening is across the southern tier of states, from the desert southwest across into parts of the southeastern U.S. as well. Here's a live look outside, of course, with the time change over the weekend. When I'm recording Weather Geeks, the sun is yet to set. It's going to be a great sunset this evening over our region. I would expect to maybe do a time-lapse video and show you that on 21 News at 11 tonight of this great sunset that we should have over the Boardman area. And with the clearing sky this evening, a little astronomy geeks for you this evening. There'll be a thin crescent moon in the western sky, and if you look to the right of the moon, a reddish-orange dot, that's actually Mars that will be up there accompanying the moon, just a little bit to the right of that crescent moon. Make sure you do that, check that out before midnight this evening, then the moon and Mars will set after that. All right, beautiful day coming up tomorrow as high pressure drifts across. We had a little bit of cloud cover for a time this afternoon. I don't think we'll have that tomorrow. I think it'll be a sunny day. Now, clouds will be on the increase on Wednesday, but this will be kind of the high cirrus cloud variety. I think there'll be some dim sun that you can make out behind those clouds. It's not going to stop the temperature, though, from rising really nicely. I've got a double nickel in our forecast for Wednesday, 55 degrees, and then 60 or better, maybe even mid-60s on Thursday, a real spring-like day Thursday with a gusty breeze, a noticeable increase in humidity. Now, it's not going to feel like July, but it'll be a little bit muggy by March standards, and there'll probably be some showers around from time to time as well. Can't even rule out a thunderstorm or two, and actually might have to watch for a couple of heavy storms across the lower Ohio River Valley at some point on Thursday. This will be a doozy of a low-pressure system that will explosively develop across the upper Midwest, and it will produce a severe weather threat tomorrow into tomorrow night across the southern plains. And then blizzard conditions are going to be a possibility for parts of the high plains and into the Rockies. Blizzard warnings out for places just east of Denver and up into western Nebraska. I would expect more blizzard warnings to be issued over the next couple of days across parts of South Dakota and Nebraska, maybe parts of western Kansas as well. Quick look into the longer range. It's not a real active looking pattern for us as we go into the second half of March. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook, showing decent odds for below average precipitation here locally. Now, temperature-wise, we'll be kind of all over the place. Here comes our warm-up at the end of this week. It'll be followed by a cool down for the weekend. I've only got 37 in the forecast for Saturday. A little more seasonable Sunday. I've got 43. But, there'll be a chill in the air through the first half of next week. Beyond the first half of next week, it should be a less chilly pattern. In fact, a bona fide mild pattern may take shape during the last 6, 7, 8 days of March. I'm, becoming more and more confident that the end of March and into April will be pretty mild compared to the average. And that, again, would be a big change from last year. I've been talking a lot about this March, that remember last spring, it was chilly throughout April. We had some snow in April, and really we did not see much in the way of warm weather until basically summer kicked right in the first week of May. I'm expecting more of a typical gradual transition over to spring this year. Thanks for watching tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you back here on Tuesday evening.